Six Sigma is about improving processes to reduce defects. This chapter focuses on how to begin to understand an underlying problem that needs to be fixed. As the text indicates, identifying the problem is a launching point for the project. Again, Six Sigma has two meanings. First, it's a statistical level of quality that is nearly perfect, meaning virtually defect free. Second, it's the DMAIC methodology used to improve processes, meaning fix the problems. And we'll see DMAIC, define, measure, analyze, improve, and control, in more detail in a future chapter. But this chapter provides insight specifically into the define phase. Quoting the text, beginning to identify the problem and defining it with a statement is critical to creating a foundation for successful Six Sigma projects. And the text presents how the problem, meaning defects or a process issue, is a function of one or more causes. In other words, you need to understand and resolve the underlying causes to fix the problem. So find the reason for the problem first. And that seems obvious, but it's hard to do in reality. So we have DMAIC, which represents a rigorous approach to first isolate the true problem or problems and subsequently systematically understand the causes. DMAIC then resolves those causes to alleviate the problems. But we're getting ahead of ourselves here. This chapter centers on first understanding the problem. Again, if you don't understand the problem, you won't be able to fix it. And in my opinion, that's why many companies are unable to make progress on their quality. They apply the wrong fixes because they didn't understand the true problem in the first place. The 5 whys is one intuitive yet effective tool for isolating the true problem at hand. It can also be helpful later for exploring underlying causes. And it is what it says it is. You just keep asking why to continually narrow the focus. Consider it as peeling back layers of symptoms. And it may take 5 whys, or it may take more or a bit less, depending on the complexity of the problem. The text presents an example with dissatisfied restaurant customers. So the symptom comes from feedback forms showing declining customer satisfaction. So we start the 5 whys. Why are customers dissatisfied? Well, reviewing the forms, most dissatisfied customers ordered hamburgers. Why are customers dissatisfied with the hamburgers? Based on the forms and follow-up with customers, they found the hamburgers to be frequently undercooked. Why are the hamburgers undercooked? Studying the process, the grill heat is found to be inaccurate and inconsistent. Why is the grill temperature off? Data shows that the grill is not properly calibrated. Why is the grill not calibrated? Well, the morning shift, which is responsible for calibration, has not been properly trained. And the questions could go on. Why is the crew not properly trained? You get the point, I hope. Keep digging until you either find an actionable cause, that is, you found the X, and or no new information is gathered. For instance, the questions just keep looping back on one another. The text highlights how the 5 whys can be used for any problem, likely in less than an hour. So the overall cost, such as employee time, is relatively low. And again, it may require fewer or more likely more than 5 whys. The text moves on to formulating the problem statement. Quoting, a strong problem statement is similar to a 30-second elevator speech. It includes the problem's brief description, when and where it occurs, and also magnitude, including measurement. And a good check is to make sure it clearly answers basic questions like when, where, what, how many, and how much. And it should not propose solutions or provide too many details. The problem statement then leads to the project objective statement, and that will set expectations for the organization and the project team, providing a stable foundation for the project. The project charter can be used to validate key expectations for the project, such as the problem statement and project mission, which set direction for the project, and then the business case and expected benefits motivate leadership and the team. And then deliverables set what will be produced at the end of the project. And then scope details what is and what is not covered in the project. Team members establish who will participate and what their roles will be. And then expected resource needs set expectations for money, time, data, technology, and so forth. Ideally, the organizational and project leadership formally approve the charter. So when push comes to shove, such as when the project bogs down, we can revert to the charter to ensure the team keeps contributing and resources are provided. The text emphasizes challenges with scope creep. This is where the project escalates as new issues are discovered. So processes and their accompanying issues do not usually exist in isolation. Processes interact with one another. Moreover, one problem in a process may be interrelated with other problems. So if the scope is not maintained, process improvement goals can gradually expand beyond the original plan. So the saying is, well, while we're at it, let's also fix this. This will extend the project and increase the likelihood that the team loses momentum and or gets overwhelmed. Expanding the project scope can be very tempting, but recognize two related ideas. Number one is that better is good. That is, meaningful improvements represent great progress, even if opportunities remain. And then number two, don't let perfection be the enemy of progress. Obsession with perfection, such as holding out for something better, can lead to stagnation and inaction. A good project leader maintains the scope while pushing for effective change.